fucking damage. So it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, again, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll ask you this after you finish.
No. I basically was just going to say that he put a lot of work always into his shows and into everything he did with the NWA, and as much as the shit that he's got himself into trouble with, on the very other side of that coin is all the work that he's put into the wrestling business, and that just doesn't need to be forgotten, I don't think.
Right. No doubt. That was, look, you can say it's a joke or whatnot, and I know we crack about it all the time, but regardless of what the man did, you're going to deny what Chris Benoit brought to wrestling? I mean, all bullshit aside, you can't.
And that's the same, yeah. That's the same fucking debate that I've had with several people is, it's terrible. It's fucking horrible what happened. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from what happened. That was a horrible, horrible fucking thing. And, regardless of whether it was steroids or it was him or whatever else.
Well, and again, I don't want to drop other people's podcast names, but I remember I was talking to you, and I don't know if you've gone back and listened to it, but a certain person that was good friends with Chris Benoit said that Chris Benoit didn't do that.
Well, yeah, and I know which podcast you're talking about. Hey, let me throw on a song real quick. I don't usually do this, but I need to get another phone that's not going to die. So let me throw on a song real quick, and we're going to try and get you called back up or queued back up somehow so we can keep this going and keep talking. So, guys, stay tuned. We're live. Keep it live here with the Big Bad Boo Bear on the Under the Bottom Row podcast. And we'll be back a little bit more, talk to the Metal Honky, and keep it rolling. So,
we'll see you in 2 and 2.
2 and 2. But yeah, hold on. Let me just press this here and get you guys going on some Crying South and the Big Bad Boo Bear with cornbread and taters.
Goes a little something like that. Well, it's cornbread taters, it's cornbread beans, and ain't nothing half as bad as it seems. And I can't go around with a pretty little girl I know. And I can pick up the grand old library on the radio. Well, I can't get a job because times are tough. Got 4 more times in my pickup truck. Only left me with just one thing. Well, I still got this guitar, and boys, I can sing. I got holes in my blue jeans, holes in my boots. I got me a case of them blue ribbon blues. I know where I'm going, but not in my pen. If old Hank can do it, well, son, it can be done again. And it's cornbread taters, cornbread beans. Ain't nothing half as bad as it seems. And I can still fool around with a pretty little girl I know. I can pick up the grand old library on the radio. Mr. Nick, on our mountain. Well, the train and grind switch is running right on time. Trucker boys are cooking down in Carolina. People down in Florida can't be still, but no Leonard Skinner's picking down in Jacksonville. People down in Georgia come near and far to hear Richard Betts picking on that red guitar. So gather round, children, get down. Just get down, children, get loud. You can be like him, be proud. You can be proud him, now be proud. You a rebel, cause the South's gonna do it again. Here we go. Well, hey, he ain't good looking, but he sure can play. And then CC Top, and you can't forget. Oh, Brother Willie getting soaking wet. And all the good people down in Tennessee, you're digging there, Big Jerry and the CDB. Gather round, children, get down. Just get down, children, get loud. You can be like him, be proud. You can be proud here, and I be proud. You're a rebel, cause South's gonna do it again and again. and it wouldn't take long. Well, I guess I was ahead of my time because my song wouldn't sell. But I still got this guitar and I'm hungry as hell. There's cornbread taters, cornbread beans. Ain't nothing half as bad as a scene. And I can still fool around with a pretty little girl I know. And I can pick up the grand old Opry on the radio. Take 'em home, boy.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Under the Bottom Rope podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed those couple of tracks. I don't usually throw them on, but we had a bit of a technical difficulty. It was all Jason's fault. If you get mad about it, make sure you email him. But back. What'd you say?
Power to Whitey.
Repeat that. I didn't even hear you.
Power to.
Okay, I think I got it. I got it from there. I got it.
Whitey.
Oh my god. Anyways, let's pick back up where we left off. Chat me up a little bit. You were talking a little about, Benoit and how you felt about that, and him not getting the credit that he deserves for his in-ring stuff.
Yeah, people will, again, I understand if he did what they said he did. I understand why WWE pulled, to a degree, but you can't deny, even kids today, dude. I mean, wrestlers today that are just starting out or have been in there a minute, I'm sure when you ask who their heroes were, Benoit passes that at some point. That his name drops somewhere.
It's gotta be. Yeah. And we're not taking lightly what happened, because until proven any other way, unfortunately, Benoit is the culprit, and it's terrible that it happened, and I hate that it happened, and it couldn't have happened to nicer people. including Benoit himself, because I firmly believe that, and I'm going to have to agree with that guy from the other podcast that we're talking about.
Right.
If it happened the way that it has been told and the way that it has been said to have happened, it was either a terrible murder or Benoit's head wasn't screwed on right or something, but
right.
I just don't think it's as cut and dry as he came home one day and said, I'm going to kill my family. It just doesn't... From everybody that has ever said, did him and his wife get along all the time? No. They weren't a perfect couple, but I just don't think that was in him. I don't think anybody thought that was in him. It's not something that just a fan
I mean, again, it doesn't even matter nowadays because, if it was the other, there's one thing, they're never going to be brought to justice. But the point that we're trying to make by bringing it up is much like Cornette, although that's not as bad as what happened with, the other party, you don't want to forget what they have brought to the table.
Yeah.
I mean, you would not have WWE today if Cornette hadn't started that shit so many years ago.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have ever had WCW, you'd never had ECW or, AEW, whatever.
I mean, at least, and as far as you're talking about his managerial style and what he brought to the business, I do agree with you. Wrestling would not be the same as it is today without some of the things that Cornette brought to the table. I mean, hell, some great stuff came out of Smoky Mountain Wrestling in the 90s with, people like Chris Candido. Cactus Jack had some of his stuff going on out there. Bob Holly, who I've actually am watching a U-shoot from after I get done with this. I bought one of their DVDs.
Actually, I was reading earlier somewhere they were talking about, before you say too much about Cornette, one of his, earliest wrestling promotions before going to WWE, Hogan wrestled there.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some big-ass names that started over there with Cornette.
Smoky Mountain Wrestling... I mean, Taker was with WWE at the time, but he had enough pull. He had enough trust from Vince McMahon and everybody at WWF for him to bring Undertaker over to SMW, which was running like a spot show type deal. They were a small company. But there was enough trust in a guy like that for him to take care of a talent and put them over correctly and use them correctly that Vince McMahon sent Taker over to Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And so that tells you that obviously he has been doing something right, and he has obviously been bringing something to the table for the last 20 or 30 years, whether it be his voice, whether it be his managerial abilities, whether it be even his lack of, but a little bit of wrestling abilities. He's got something. He's always had something to bring to the table. So, in closing, for now at least, while I keep an eye on the Cornette case, it sucks and it's terrible that everything went down the way it did. I still believe NWA should be held more accountable than what they are being held for. But Cornette shouldn't bear this cross alone. He shouldn't be dying on this hill by himself. I don't agree with that.
No. Well, and I mean, again, the other thing I've heard other people have talked about it, which I don't know how much you know about it. They've said that they are not commercialized. So why does YouTube give a fuck? It makes no sense.
Well, YouTube, as far as I know, when I had talked to you about it, I thought they were commercialized. I guess I was wrong. But YouTube's not really the one.
Or not, but I've heard other people talking about it, like, I could understand it if it was this or that, but there was no loss of, commercialization or anything like that. You didn't have people dropping off because of what was said. But it's YouTube being touchy,
Well, yeah, they obviously probably did have something to do with it after everybody went and lost their shit about it.
Right.
That's a fact. But let's see. Next up, I got a little bit of Sting news, a little bit of that. Not if Seth Rollins had anything to say about it. Seth Rollins wrestled.
Tell me more